on this. Now we are going into, Gideon is here. This was all the list of judges. Then after Gideon, there are a few small ones which are not really, nothing much. They don't even mention who were their enemies, except this guy called Jephthah. He's from Gad, and he fought with the Ammonites. He only ruled for 6 years. What was the mistake that this guy did? Anybody read the story of Jephthah? It's about 2 chapters, so quite interesting. He told God, if you can help me to kill the Ammonites, right? Then when I reach home, whoever walks out through the door, I will sacrifice and burn to you. And do you know who walked through the door?
Own daughter.
His own daughter. But God didn't save the daughter like God saved Isaac. The daughter was burned as a sacrifice. And God allowed it. So interesting, isn't it? Then you have Ibzan, you have Elon, you have Abdon, and now we are going to the last judge. The last judge living during the Bible time, and his name is Samson. What is the meaning of his name? The man of the sun. Okay, thank you, Amanda. He's from the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Dan is around here. You will notice that all the judges are appointed in different parts of Israel. It's not all Judah, it's not all Benjamin, it's not all Manasseh. All these judges came from different parts. You can go back and check it out. But, all these parts, so like Barak is Deborah, Jephthah, you have Gideon from Ophrah, and Samson is here. Why do you think God appointed judges in different parts of Israel and different tribes? Why do you think so? And not just the tribe of Judah. Alright, it's God's people anyway, so just throw lots and choose. Don't forget the enemies are all around. Am I right? So every judge actually had to fight with different enemies. Sometimes 2 times, because the Philistines are very, very strong. So that's why God actually, not saja, no, have strategy. Correct or not? If he were to raise up somebody here to go and fight up there, it would be tough. So he had Barak to fight here, and then he had Jephthah to fight here, the Ammonites, and then he had Gideon here to fight the Midianites, and now we're coming to Samson already. And who is Samson going to fight? The Philistines. And look, just his neighbor. It's like Indonesia. To us, we feel like fighting them, isn't it now? Samson is here, and you can see later, you can see that it is very, very close to Philistine. And Philistine is one of the great enemies of God. Even up to David's time, they were still fighting them. They cannot get rid of them. They were still fighting them. So here we start off with the story of Samson, right here. And if I were to enlarge it, if I blur this one, enlarge it, he's from here. He's from Zorah. Philistine is just here. Remember this city called Timnah, okay? Because later we're going to come back. It's very close to Jerusalem and Bethlehem. So these parts are very familiar to biblical history. The Dead Sea is right here. So we come to the lesson, and we have some assignments for you guys to actually share the story of Samson. After your own reading, you can actually give some observations as well. So read and share in class. Tim May, because it's very interesting from his birth all the way to his death. It's very, very, how do you say, makes an impact. It's very impactful life that he had. His birth and his purpose. Let's turn to chapter 13 of Judges. And Tim May is going to share with us about Samson's birth, which is very interesting, and which we can also see the power of God in it. Okay, let's start with whoever is it. You want to use the board also can. You want to come up and share. Or just give them the mic.
the birth of Samson,
Where to start?
it's actually,
It
it first appeared.
come up and yeah, because then everybody will know who is the one that is actually talking
on
about.
Facebook.
Yes. Yeah, quickly. The video is going. You know, it's blessing others as well because you know why? I was just chatting with Jamie, and Jamie says he's so pleased that he's able to still follow our lesson and the sermons because of the YouTube channel. So yes, so we are blessing others because of this as well. Don't point to the speaker now.
So the birth of Samson started by the angel of God appearing to Manoah's wife. Manoah's wife is actually barren. And if to cut the long story short, the Lord said that she will give birth to a son, and the son's name is Samson. So Samson was born, and his purpose was only one. He was born Nazarite to God, and his purpose basically is to save Israel from the hands of the Philistines.
Okay, any special conditions to his birth?
His conditions to his birth. He's a Nazarite to God. So if you read chapter Numbers 6, his life is actually when you are a Nazarite, you have dedicated your entire life to serve God. So Samson is one of the permanent Nazarite, according to Numbers 6.
Okay, anything else?
That by being a Nazarite, that alcoholism or anything to do with anything that makes a person not so is not allowed.
Yeah, there were 3 conditions to becoming a Nazarite. He's supposed to abstain from any alcohol or any products of the wine. He's not supposed to cut his hair, and he's not supposed to defile himself by corpse. So even though corpse is just family members or whatever who died, he's not allowed to go. So these are the 3 conditions, and in fact, there's one additional whereby Manoah's wife, before she was actually blessed with Samson, she's not supposed to eat unclean food as well.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, there was conditions to giving her a child because she was infertile and childless was the fact that you go to chapter 13 verse 4 is do not drink wine or beer and do not eat any food that's unclean. These are the 2 conditions for the wife of Manoah. You notice that the wife of Manoah does not have a name.
Yeah.
It's very strange, isn't it? Because every patriarch or every famous person has a name. But somehow this lady does not have a name. But she is very impactful in terms of the story of Samson, isn't it? Because the angel came to her, and she was only Mrs. Manoah. Mrs. Manoah. And the instructions came, and then even Mr. Manoah wanted to meet the angel again to ask,
What is the responsibility of
correct, and but I think inside him he didn't believe the wife. So he wanted to ask the wife to bring the angel again. I think inside him he says, is she crazy or not, So, but he didn't want to disappoint the wife, or to insult her. He just said, never mind, call the angel back again. I want to ask, how are we going to raise the child? So that's what the angel came, and the angel told him as well. It's a very interesting story in the sense that they asked the angel for his name. You go down to verse 17. Manoah said to the Lord's messenger, tell us your name so we can honor you when your announcement comes true. And what did the messengers say to Manoah?
What's my name?
Because
Beyond your understanding.
you cannot comprehend. It's beyond your understanding. You should not ask my name. Sometimes we ask questions that are beyond comprehension as well. There are certain things in life that are beyond comprehension, so just don't ask. That's what he's saying. Don't ask. Okay, and the angel went up in the fire. And Samson and Manoah's wife gave birth to a son, that's in 24. And the child grew, and the Lord empowered him. The child grew, and the Lord empowered him. This is Net Bible. HS, what do you have?
The boy grew and the Lord blessed him.
The Lord blessed him. So a little bit milder. In Net Bible is empowered him. But the next verse says,
Then the Spirit of the Lord began to direct him in the camp of them, between Zorah and Eshtaol.
okay, so the minute he was born, the Lord empowered him already, and the Lord's Spirit began to control him. So here is a guy that's controlled by God. So you would think that he would live a Mother Teresa type of life. But did he? No. Okay, so now we know the birth of Samson was a blessing from God. Okay, and there is a purpose, and the purpose was to what? To start the fight with the Philistines. So God has strategy. God has strategy. Now he wants to fight the Philistines, so he brings up a person that is closer to Philistine, because he's from the tribe of Dan. Why this no alcohol and no unclean meat? Set apart, you're right. Why cannot cut hair? Is our hair very holy? Why choose the hair? Why not the nails? Why cannot cut the hair? Any idea, teammate?
Because God said that is the part that consecrate him to God is on the head.
It's on the head, closer to the head. That's why they call it our hair what? The crowning glory. Our crowning glory. So you cannot cut the hair. Okay, good. So that was the birth of Samson. The angel of the Lord came to another old couple. Where is it in the Bible that another baby was born and dedicated to God? Samuel. Yeah? That comes later or before? Samuel's later. Okay, Samuel's later. Again, there is another story of another child dedicated to God, was Prophet Samuel. Okay, now we're going to the next. His achievements. So when Samson grew up, what were some of his achievements? We like to talk positive first before we talk negative. Yes, Angela, you.
I think in the book of Numbers it mentions that the Nazarites, they were a group
Alex.
of Nazarites that it was mentioned there.
That the conditions of the Nazarites, and they cannot cut hair and so forth. So meaning that they already have other Nazarites, right?
Yeah.
So Samson was just one of them.
Yeah.
So why wasn't the rest, were they also just strong as Samson? When they do things, or was it Samson was specially given that power?
Yeah.
Right? So not all the Nazarites like
Yeah.
him so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Only one superhero around. Okay, come Val. So we're going to talk a little bit about his achievements first, then we'll talk about the other part of it.
Okay, so some of the accomplishments of Samson is, you go to Judges 14, verses 5 to 6, while he was going, Timnah, yeah, there was a young lion charged at him, and he actually tore that young lion apart with his bare hands. And in verse 19, because he made sort of like a bid with some people if they can guess his riddle or not, and the person he was supposed to marry, the wife to be, okay, the man threatened her that they will kill the family if they don't get the answer to the riddle. And so for 7 days, she keep crying and nagging him, and finally he told her the answer, and he lost the bet, and he had to give them 30 sets of clothing. And so he went to Ashkelon and killed 30 men to bring back the clothing for the people who were in the bet. In Judges 15 verse 4, because the man, his wife was given away because he was very angry, and then he left, and then the father gave the wife away to someone else, and when he came back to look for her, then he found that the wife was given away, and after that he said that to avenge himself, he actually caught 300 foxes. I don't know how to cut 300 foxes, and then he tied the foxes' tails and set out a fire, and then he burned all the fields, and then in Judges 15 verse 8, there was a great slaughter of the Philistines. It doesn't say how many number of people he killed here, but it says a great slaughter. Those who killed his wife and father-in-law, so he avenged himself. Then Judges 15 verse 15, he killed 1,000 men with a donkey's jawbone. Just a donkey's jawbone, he killed 1,000 men. And then down in verse 19, he was very thirsty and he just cried out for water. And God split a hollow place in the ground at Lehi, and water came out from the place. And he was able to drink.
Alright, so these are a few of his achievements. Thank you, Val. And this one goes through chapter 14 to chapter 15. Now the story starts in Judges 14. What happened? Samson went to Timnah, the one just now we saw the city that's just very nearby, and a Philistine girl caught his eye. He fell in love with a Philistine girl. So he came back, he told his father, you must always respect father and mother. So whether you like the girl or not, you must come back and tell your father and mother. So here it is, he told his father and mother, but the father and mother say what? Why can't you find a Seventh-day Adventist? Why must you go and find somebody, and he says from uncircumcised Philistine? But was Samson really, really insistent? Yes. He says, no, get her for me, because she is the right one for me. Hey, look only I can say right already, Look only like, oh, look, okay, you're the one for me already, Joe. Yeah. Now, I want you to go to verse 4. What does verse 4 say? Judges 14:4. Well, or Ben?
But his father and mother did not know that it was the Lord, that it was of the Lord that he was seeking an occasion to move against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel.
So what does it mean? It was the Lord's doing in that Bible. What was yours? It was the will? What does it read?
It was
from the Lord?
From the Lord.
From the Lord. From the Lord. So meaning that the Lord gave him that love feeling for that Philistine girl? What do you all think? But that was against his command though. His command is you must not marry. But here God is turning around and putting that feeling into her. Into him, I mean. Was that what happened? When he says doing of the Lord. Is that what happened? What do you all think? Did God put a spell on him to fall in love with a Philistine girl? Or was it that he fell in love with the Philistine girl and the Lord opened the way for him? Which one?
Second one.
Second one. Okay? Uncle Theo says second one. He fell in love with the girl and then God says, never mind, I will use it as an opportunity to fight the Philistines.
Because he's always very disobedient to God. He
Uh-huh.
always wants to do things his way.
Yeah. But so far it really doesn't say, it's just that he saw
As
this.
if as a parent, if they say, oh man, don't go with this girl, he will not listen to you. Because he already love the girl.
It's not only bad, and any of your grown-up children, it will be hard to tell them not to marry such a person that they love. So the Lord probably knew about it. So the Lord said, okay, never mind, I'm going to make it into an opportunity to fight the Philistines. Is it fair or unfair on God to do that?
It's God's plan. We cannot say fair or unfair. It's God's plan.
Well, I think God can turn situations around. You know, He can use the circumstances to, in favor of His plan. You know, in favor of His plans before.
He allowed.
I think God will allow him to do what he wants to do. Right? At the end
No,
of
you
the-
can. Yeah,
At the
sorry.
end of the day, you will be accountable for it.
But this is something that God is going to use. And it was says that it was the Lord's doing because He was looking for an opportunity to stir up trouble. So the Lord is stirring up trouble as well, using troublemaker, using Samson to achieve
Samson
his
himself is also a
purpose.
troublemaker.
It doesn't really say from that chapter to this chapter yet, you know.
Yeah.
It's still that he's a good boy, he grew up, he respects his parents and everything. He just went there as a nice young man going out, looking around, probably in the 20s or even teenage years, and then saw a young lady, he fell in love.
Because
Anything wrong with that?
The plan is to attack, to destroy the Philistines, right? So situation comes this way, you see, just like when God hardened the Pharaoh's heart. Because by doing so, the Pharaoh will go 100% against Moses and God's people. And then at the end of the day, you can see God can show His power and glory. So
Yeah.
here, I see kind of like the same thing, but on a different character, Romeo
Yeah.
and Juliet.
Remember I think it was Dr. Farmer who said that, did God harden his heart or was his heart already hardened? You must understand the meaning of God hardened his heart, you know. Was he already, the heart was already, cannot save already. Then God allowed it to be hardened.
Definitely,
Means-
God knows His heart already.
Correct. It's not that God hardened. I'm a good man and God hardened my heart. It's very unfair. Correct or not? So this one is already hard already. So God hardened some more to use for His purpose. So maybe Uncle Teo said this one, he knows this one is a very naughty boy going around. So use his naughtiness for God's purpose. Just like David, right? Just like some people in real life. Correct. Now you fall in love with somebody, right? And then that somebody is not a Seventh-day Adventist or a Christian. But end up God used the purpose, and then at the end of the day, he becomes a Seventh-day Adventist pastor. You know, so yeah. But not all the stories are like that, okay? So Val, don't go around looking outside yet. Huh? Not all stories are like that. There is a purpose in God to do that.
Let's go.
Val, okay, but this is the first time, this chapter, verse 6 is the first time that he shows his superpower. See, up until now, he has not shown his superpower, and his parents didn't even know that he has superpower. And his real superpower that nobody in the Bible has ever written that there is such a person. Other than that, they will have armies and military and all that. This one is one person, that's it, one person. So he showed his superpower by tearing the lion apart. This is like, you know, one of these Superman suddenly realized he got power. Hercules suddenly realized he got power. Spider-Man suddenly realized he can, you know, he can stick to wall. Right. You have stories where superheroes suddenly realize after they grow up they can lift up the truck, you know, like the story of Superman. So suddenly he tore the lion, and he could do it as easily as one would tear a young goat. It was a big lion. It was a big lion.
Young lion, right? Young lion.
Yeah, young lion is still a big lion. Lions are big, whatever you know. Yeah, lamb is even stronger than old lion. He did that, but he did not tell his father or mother what he had done. Why?
Parents.
Maybe that time.
Very strict parents.
Very strict parents.
They will be worried.
They have communication problem. Language barrier. So he didn't tell his parents about it. And then he went down and he continued and he wanted to get married. And then the other part is the lions, the honey in the carcass. Right? He also ate the honey in the carcass and he also didn't tell his parents.
Bring back to the parents.
Can. Written.
Why didn't he tell his parents?
Because he knows cannot. He knows cannot. Why he going to
He's not supposed to touch the
He's not supposed to touch a dead animal, especially as a Nazarite. Even normal people also cannot touch an unclean carcass. Remember in Leviticus, here he saw the honey, very nice. He loves honey, ma.
So was it intentional by God? Because he knows that he's mischievous, that's why he turns the carcass to honey. Because
Not turn the carcass to honey
No.
The bees settle.
The
The bees settle.
Bees settle.
But it's very unlikely for bees to settle on the carcass.
True.
Yeah.
Right? Is it intentional by God as well?
That's why I say this story is so interesting that you will find little bits and pieces that are so astounding. You cannot understand. That's why the angel tell you in the first place, whatever you cannot comprehend, don't ask.
Don't ask.
Don't ask. Teacher also don't have answer.
He had ADHD.
He definitely has an ADHD, definitely. He's definitely an ADHD, what do you call it? Patient.
Too much honey.
Child.
We need a who inspired from him.
Okay, so that's why even he took the honey, he gave to his parents, he didn't even tell his parents because he knew it was wrong to touch a carcass or whatever is on the carcass or the dead body. But he ate it, he went back. Pa, yeah.
Siok.
So Uncle Teo, next time they give you anything, check first. Where is it from? Okay, so after that there was a marriage ceremony, and being a mischievous person, he play a game. I think he's a young boy that is so ADHD and full of energy that even during his wedding, he has to pose a riddle. You know why he want to pose a riddle? He want to show he's so smart. Okay, tell me whether you can answer or not. But he didn't realize that these guys are smarter. They went through who? The wife. And the wife nagged. What was the verse that says that? Verse 17 of chapter 14.
In 7 days she went.
What did she do for 7 days?
Cry.
Cry and nag. Cry and nag. Cry and nag. So guys, cry and nag 7 days. Your wife, it works. It works. On the 7th day.
Helps to the ladies.
Alright, the crying and the nagging, and finally he told her the riddle, and she went to tell her friends, because her guests were her friends. And that's why, actually, Samson, was he prepared with the prize or not? No. He thought they were not going to be able to answer. In fact, the Bible also didn't give the answer, did it? I don't see the answer there. So he went and he murdered 30 men to get their clothes to give to the guys who solved the riddle. And if you go to verse 19, the Lord's Spirit empowered him to go and kill innocent people. Not innocent, they're Philistines. So God finds a reason to kill enemies. You will find a very different character of God. It's a little bit questionable in some sense. The Lord's Spirit empowered him, and he went down to Ashkelon and murdered 30 men. And he took their clothes and gave to the men who solved the riddle. But he was angry. Why was he angry? Because the wife betrayed. The wife betrayed. So he went back home. He don't want to stay with the wife. He went back home. So the father-in-law, thinking that, hey, the bridegroom has gone. So what happens? Give the best man. So Ben, the best man also good, huh? Good idea to be best man. So Samson's bride was then given to his best man. That was net Bible. In other Bible, it says one of the companion. Okay, so very interesting. So there was 30 Philistines, and then after that, he went and killed 300 foxes because he was angry that they took the wife, and then he burned their fields and their vineyards, and then after that he killed some more, and then he went and stayed in the cave. He's just like Elijah. He went and stayed in the cave. That is Judges 15 verse 8. He struck them down, defeated them, then he went down and lived for some time in a cave in the cliff of Etam. He went to have some peaceful time again with God. Some peaceful time. And what did the Philistines do? They went and killed Judah. Tribe of Judah. Okay? They started and they arrayed for battle, but maybe they didn't kill, but they went up and invaded Judah. So who betrayed Samson actually? In this case, who betrayed? Judahites. The Judahites. The Judahites betrayed him by bringing the enemy, or asking him to, no, not bringing the enemy, but going up to him, capturing him, and giving him to the enemy. So trust your brothers as well, huh? But after that, what happens? He killed 1,000 men using the jawbone. That was his achievement. Interesting, isn't it? This is superhuman power because there's only one man can kill 300 foxes, there's only one man can kill 1,000 men. He didn't have any military. He's not like Gideon. He's not like Gideon that had a whole army behind him. He's not like Joshua. He's only one guy.
It's like rainbow.
That's right. He's like Rambo. Yeah.
How easy Clark Kent.
Clark Kent. Yeah. You can think of any superhero, you will think of Samson. Correct? Not anyone that you like. I don't know, Iron Man, whatever man it is. That one person can kill so many people, 1,000 men. But who was with him? God was with him. The Lord's Spirit was with him. Even when he did a mistake, the Lord's Spirit still continued to be with him and help him to solve his problems. So, as long as you're called by God, God is with you until a certain point in time. Right? God is never going to continue to clean up the garbage. Until a certain point in time, the downfall will become your own downfall. So let's talk about the downfall very shortly. Who has it? Angela?
Okay,
Look at the book of Judges 16 on the downfall of Samson. Okay, here Samson again, he is really like, his eyes are very bad. I see any beautiful woman, then that is his weakness, beautiful woman. And here he came to Gaza and he saw a prostitute, my goodness. And then he went to bed with her, not even wanting to marry this woman, he just went to bed with this prostitute. Okay, and then they were, these Gazites, they heard that he's in town, so they want to ambush him, but they fail, So, and then he also showed his superpower. When he left, he took the, he took the door gate, the doors of the city gate, along with 2 gate posts, and he carried them out of the town.
Okay,
Alright?
let's do the downfall. We cut it short, huh?
Okay.
Let's do the downfall.
So after that, he fell in love with Delilah. Was the downfall of that caused the downfall of Samson. All right. So, And this one, he fell in love with her, lah. All right, and then she deceived him. The Philistines, they wanted to know what was his secret of his strength. Okay, so they asked her to find out, and so he didn't want to reveal, of course, and he told her for 3 times he lied to her. That he told her that the strength was in something else, and again she nagged him, and when she tested him, and it was the 3 lies that he told, that how his strength would be taken away from him when they do these 3 things. So it didn't happen. So Delilah was very unhappy, and keep in mind that she is also a Philistine. All right, so she then, and then after that, she said, how can you say that you love me, when you lie to me? All right, so for many days, she nagged him, so much so that, he finally told her the truth, that if only you cut my hair, then my strength will be taken away from me. And Delilah was also, I think she also loved money, because the reason why she betrayed him was also she was given some rewards,
Okay, alright, so he cut, middle of the night, he asked the Philistines to come and shave off his head, and that's where he lost his strength. Did he lose his strength because they shaved off his hair? Yes. Because the Lord had left him. Because finally he had disobeyed that one command, that one most important command of the hair part.
He broke the vow.
That's right, the vow. Was he stupid? When you read this story, is Samson a stupid man?
No.
Why kena 3 times?
He's a fool.
Or was Delilah a very smart woman?
Very pretty,
No, because realize that in Timnah, the first wife also betrayed him, but he got angry. But Delilah betrayed him, he did not get angry. He fell in love with 2 women. One, he got angry and he left. This one, he didn't. Was Delilah a very smart woman? Gaute. Yes. She probably come up with lots of stories. Manipulative in the extent that he forgot, the first round maybe she was saying, sorry lah, dear, and all these type of things. And the second round, third round, fourth round, she kept nagging until at the end, I believe she was a very, very smart woman. Okay? But the thing is, the Lord gave him a couple of chances as well. But he didn't take it, so he lost his hair, and the Spirit of the Lord, or the Lord, had left him. And what happened? He was captured. We know the story, right? He was captured, the eyes gouged out, brought down to Gaza, and he was put into prison. During that time, his hair had grown already. And after that, what happened? He was taken into a big hall with 3,000 Philistines who wanted to make fun of him. They were sacrificing to the god of Dagon, which is the father of Baal. And he prayed a final prayer to the Lord. He remembered God at the end. Verse 28 of Judges 16. What does he say? Samson called to the Lord, "Oh, Master Lord, remember me, strengthen me just one more time, O God, so I can get swift revenge against the Philistines, not for you, for my 2 eyes." And God granted. You see, it's not for God's glory. What was it? He wanted to take swift revenge against Philistines for my 2 eyes. The fact that they take out my 2 eyes, I want the revenge. That's God's love. And he committed suicide. What did he do? He pushed the 2 pillars and everything crumbled. But at that time, he killed many more people in his death than he had killed during his life. So was God's purpose fulfilled? God's purpose. God is a very purposeful God. His purpose was fulfilled because he killed many, many Philistines. So even though we may have selfish intentions, when we pray, or when we ask for things, or when we do things, and God answers our prayers, God also has a more selfish reason, and that is his purpose. Always remember that. Don't think you are the smartest. God is much more intelligent than any of us. So, he died. Is Samson going to be in heaven?
Unclassified.
Well, do we know whether Samson is going to be saved or not? Or is saved or not? Should be open verdict. Who can prove to me from the Bible? We always say what? The Bible will always give answers to questions that we are supposed to understand. The one cannot comprehend one, God will not tell us, like the name of the angel. But the Lord will tell us, the Bible will always give answer. And where can we find?
Hebrews 11 verse 32.
Hebrews 11 verse. Okay, let's turn to that quickly. Hebrews is in the New Testament. Hebrews is a book written by who? The Apostle Paul. Okay, so his New Testament is very much related to us. He tells a lot of the history. Hebrews 11 is the chapter about faith. Correct? Now it starts off with explaining what is faith. Then it goes on to give the, the Hall of Fame for Bible. The Bible Hall of Fame. Abraham, Moses, all these people with faith and all. So you come down to verse what, Belle? 32. Can you read verse 32 and use the mic?
Hebrews 11 verse 32 says, "And what more can I say? Time is too short for me to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, of David and Samuel and the prophets, who by faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, obtained promises, shut the mouths of lions, quenched the raging fire," and so on and so forth.
Okay, became mighty, and all that. And so, are they in the Hall of Fame? They are in the Hall of Fame. So you will see them. Including Gideon, you will see them. Alright, you go down to verse 39.
Verse 39. All these were approved through their faith.
Okay, listen to this. All these were commended, all these were approved through their faith. Yes, Pastor. Yet they did not receive what was promised. Okay, not yet. But they were approved because of their faith. So with Samson, will he be saved? Yes. Gideon? Yes. Barak, Jephthah, all these. Yet they did not receive what was promised. Now I want to show you a secret now, which Pang and I didn't tell you yet. Verse 14.
God had provided something better for us so that they would not be made perfect without us.
They will not be made perfect without
us.
So who is the greatest superhero? Me. Because they are sleeping there, and God says, for God had provided something better for us so that they would be made perfect together with us. This is my net Bible, but will not be. That means they will not be made perfect until we are perfect. Until we have together with us. Perfection does not mean morality, yeah, okay? Dr. Fanwa already said that already. That's why in the next chapter, Hebrews 12 was the verse that Pang talked about. that's asking us to run the race. Remember, we are joining the story now from what Pang's sermon and my sermon last week is, why are we running the race? We are running the race to attain the prize. We are also running the race to rescue people like Samson and Gideon, because without us running the race and achieving, Jesus cannot come and cannot raise them as well. So no point, they're still sleeping. That's why Revelation chapter 6 says that there are some, he says, never mind, you sleep for a while, sleep for a while. There are still other multitudes that I want to save, and we are the multitudes. That's the secret. We are important or not? Very important for us to run that race. Because if you don't run that race, all the superheroes that went ahead of us, they died for nothing.
Sleeping Beauty.
Does that give us more reason or more importance that what we have to do is we have to continue to run the race so that we can win the prize?